is an extreme honor for me as the principal of Shenandoah Valley. Where is my friend Karen? Where did she go? Karen? Come up here. I had her here and I was holding on to her. Come, Karen. Thank you. This is an extreme honor for me to have this opportunity to express our appreciation, not just for Karen's work, but to Karen as an adult advocate for children. And I am especially pleased to acknowledge some special guests here with us tonight. In particular, Dr. Keith Marty, Superintendent of Parkway Schools, Mr. Desi Kirchhoffer, Deputy Superintendent. I believe Dr. Meredith, if she is not here, is on her way. Dr. Bonnie Maxey, where did I see her? She is the former Assistant Superintendent of Elementary Education. And Mrs. Barb Clark, who is the Parkway School District OASIS Coordinator, and Mrs. Susan Irby, where's Susan? There she is, who is our our Communication Arts Curriculum Coordinator. So we are pleased to have the acknowledgement of the school district in honor of the work that Karen has done. It's a joy to welcome so many of Karen's friends here at Shenandoah Valley this evening. It's not surprising to know that Karen has this many friends and many, many more who are not in attendance with us tonight. Karen is a woman who genuinely gives of herself, time, talents to help others. When I first saw Karen in the school last year, I thought she was a substitute teacher. I was a new principal last year, so I was getting to know people, but I truly did think she was a substitute teacher. She was loaded down with her bags of books and materials, and she was walking very purposefully down the hallway, and she was with students, so I thought she was here to teach them. Everyone knew Karen, and they welcomed her, and they said hello, and I saw her working with Erica and Dominique in particular. It truly was only later, when she kept returning on a regular basis, that I realized she was not a substitute teacher. And so then I said, who is this lady? I learned that she is so much more than a teacher and a tutor. She has loved these girls, Erica and Dominique, and their families. She was here for their programs, to have lunch with them, encourage them to do more than they thought they could do, support them emotionally, and be their cheerleader. There were field trips and dinner dates, and Karen has been so much more than a tutor to these girls. And her efforts have given these girls self-confidence and success, both academically and emotionally. Karen has set the bar high for tutors and, in general, adults who advocate for students. We look forward to our continued work with Karen as a member of our Shenandoah Valley team. We wish to also express our appreciation and gratitude to Mrs. Phyllis Termenstein and the Greater St. Louis Community Foundation for their generous donation in honor of Karen's work. Their gift provided the opportunity to furnish this beautiful space for OASIS tutors and their students. Karen met with Mrs. Barb Clark, the district OASIS coordinator, Mrs. Carol Boris. Carol, where are you? Way over there. She is our reading intervention teacher and OASIS coordinator for Shenandoah Valley Elementary School. And she met with me. She let me join that conversation to discuss a vision regarding the gift. And we sat right there at that table. And Karen said she wanted bright colors and comfortable furniture for the students and the tutors. This was to be an inviting space where children wanted to come. She requested a map, and that is a magnetic map. And we have little pins that are magnetic that can be placed all over the map. She requested a map because of the dreams that she has encouraged in her girls, Erica and Dominique, in traveling and exploring the world. The bookcase over there will be filled with tutoring resources and Karen's favorite children's books. We wanted quotes that would carry Karen's message to all children and utilize this space. She and Mrs. Termenstein collaborated and selected the quotes on the wall. This quote on this wall is Christopher Robin to Pooh. And this is one that Karen used with Dominique to encourage her to be braver and Erica to be smarter last year. She loves this quote and selected it in honor of both girls. Try again. We've all heard this quote. Karen recalled her mother encouraging her with those words, and this is in honor of Karen's family guidance and influence. And Dr. Seuss, what can you say? But how appropriate is this quote next to a map of the world? In addition, we wish to thank Mrs. June Middleton. June, where are you?
Right here.
June. And Karen's Rittner High School friends for their contributions of the beautiful table between the chairs and children's books, some of Karen's favorites that we are in the process of gathering. Mr. Roger Stuckel provided a generous gift in honor of Karen's work as well. Mrs. Frances Fry is another generous contributor to honor Karen's work with children. A children's library is being developed with Karen's favorite books, and so they will all be placed here. There is a special surprise that was delivered to my office yesterday. Please turn your attention right to that wall, to the framed needlepoint. Karen has truly personalized this space with her creativity and brought cheerful personality. And what a surprise this was that Karen had been working on this for this evening. And so we have had it hung in a place of honor to recognize her work. I would now like to invite Mrs. Barb Clark to join me at the podium.
I also want to welcome you very much to this special celebration for the dedication of King's Corner. I would like to also recognize a couple of distinguished guests. I would like to introduce Ms. Jeannie Foster. She is the OASIS National Tutoring Director, and with her is Jennifer Newcomb from the OASIS Development Office. Next to Jeannie is Mr. Canning, the Vice President of the Greater St. Louis Community Foundation, who went and helped through Phyllis's guidance to donate the money for this program. So, we have been very, very blessed here at Parkway. We have over 200 tutors almost continually, year after year, and it makes us one of the largest programs in the nation. Our OASIS tutors give of themselves and their time and effort to work with the child every week, week after week throughout the school year. They spend a lot of time giving the children giving them self-confidence, honing their reading and language skills, making them capable, curious, and confident learners. Last spring, we had the privilege of having a Pillar of Parkway. We do this every spring. And Pillar of Parkway is someone who goes above and beyond, helping out and working in the Parkway community. Last year, there were over 50 nominations for this position, and only 8 received the Pillar of Parkway Award. And it's truly an honor for a volunteer to be nominated and receive the Pillar of Parkway. It just doesn't happen. It just goes to show how special Karen is in this program. So when Karen received that, Mrs. Turnstein called and said, "Is there something we can do to honor Karen?" And I said, "Well, let me get with, Carrie and see what can be done." I was thinking, so many of the schools are so crowded that it's like pulling teeth to find like a little corner for a table and 2 chairs. And I said, "Oh, Carrie, do you think you could find some place, just a little place to put that? We'll put a little plaque, I'll put some books out there, it'll be fine." And then I get here to have our little talk, and Carrie just blew me away. And then I described it to Mrs. Termenstein, and she just blew me away with the amount of the donation to redo this area. So I was just flabbergasted. And luckily, Carrie has a lot of decorating sense and shopping skills. So it was a wonderful fit, so for her to make this. And through the generous donation of Mrs. Fry, June Middleton, Mr. Stuckel, and your high school friends, we are able to add more resources like are on that table and more books. And we'll be adding them as they go along, and Karen tells us her favorites. So we will be doing that. I want to also thank and recognize Carol Boris, who is the reading and language and takes care of the OASIS tutors here in Parkway, or in Shenandoah, because without her, my job would be horrible. So she keeps me very well organized and keeps me on top of how the tutors are doing in this building. And I would like to thank also all of the tutors. I know some of you are present here. I couldn't, this program means so much to the students, and it means so much to me when I see talk to the tutors and hear about their students' accomplishments, and then at the end of the year I read the surveys and see that the teachers are thrilled with the tutors because they just thrive on that one-on-one attention. It makes it all so much worth it. So thank you, Karen, for all your OASIS efforts. Thank you, tutors, for your time and efforts. And I will turn it back over to you. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Karen to join me at the podium and make any comments that you would like to make at this time.
Okay, well, a lot of the things I was going to say have already been covered, so are you lucky? I think one of the things that I was made aware of early on when I began tutoring is that there's at least one study that shows that students that are involved with the tutoring program do read more, and some of them have improved significantly. Their reading skills have improved significantly as a result. And I've also heard that they will have a tendency to come to school on the day that the tutors come, so the attendance is better for some of these students. So I think that that's something that's really wonderful about the program. A lot of OASIS tutors work with students kindergarten through 3rd grade, and many of them like to work with a specific grade. I took a little bit different approach. This year will be my 7th year of tutoring. I worked with 2 girls most of that time. One I've worked with for 5 years and one for 4 years already. And I will continue. Every year at the end of the year I would say, do you want me to stay with these 2 ladies, or what do you want me to do? And we've decided that I should stay with them for a number of different reasons. And this year, Dominique is in 6th grade and going to middle school, and I will be following her to middle school. And I will be the first OASIS tutor to go up to Parkway Central Middle School. So, we're kind of starting something new up there. And one of the things, I'll just kind of tell you this little side story since I don't have to go through some of these other things that have already been several years ago, Dominique's mother asked me if I would go with her to middle school. And I said, well, let's see. And I talked with Dr. Luttrell and a few others, and we decided that, yes, it would be good if I went to middle school with her. And so I talked with Dominique, and she said, yes, that'd be fine, but maybe not every week. And I said, well, how often? And she said, well, how about every other week? And I said, okay, that sounds reasonable. So by the end of the summer, she had decided she didn't need me anymore. They're getting very independent at that age, and it didn't surprise me, but I'm thinking, oh, she really does need some help. She went to school one day, the first day, called me that night and said, Miss King, I need your help. Can you come to school this week and help me? So I haven't seen her yet, but it looks like we're going to be working together. And then she wanted to know, 6th graders get to go to camp. And she wanted to know if I could go to camp with her. Now, I think that would be fun, and I would have a good time doing that. However, she would ignore me and pretend like she didn't know me. She's just that age. So anyway, I'm looking really forward to working with these girls, and And it's just unbelievable that I would be honored like I am today and with this area, because all I was doing is something that I really, really enjoyed, and the girls are just wonderful. I'm not sure, in some cases, if I've adopted them or they have adopted me, so I think it goes a little bit both ways. I would like to say a few thank yous. Phyllis, thank you. This is just, you made this possible. It's still overwhelming to me. I'm ecstatic with it. You know, we, as Carrie said, we so often are looking for places to work, and what a lovely, lovely area you've given us. And the students I know will have a lot of fun here. I think it's wonderful. I have no doubt that they'll love it. And I don't know what more to say except that I really appreciate it, and I thank you so very much. And I thank all of you that have made donations. This was a surprise to me, some of them, so I'm excited about that, and we'll see what happens. Mr. King, thank you very much for coming to represent the St. Louis, Greater St. Louis Community Foundation. I appreciate you stepping in and coming and seeing Miss Barr. It was my introduction to OASIS. She gives a wonderful training program. She has monthly meetings with speakers. She sends supply boxes to school. She does so much. She has an annual luncheon for the tutors, and she enlists the help of her husband to cook the food. She coordinated the donation, and she's been involved with ordering the supplies for this area. You met Carrie, and as we said, she was the one that had the vision for this corner. She selected all the furnishings. I too was very pleased that I didn't have to do that. She kept reminding me that I needed to get her quotes for the walls, and I finally did, and fortunately in time. And didn't she do a remarkable job? I think it's just thank you so much. Carol was over there somewhere, I think, and Carol, I know you did the invitations, and I think you helped probably coordinate this, and I thank you very much for that. I do want to thank the teachers and the staff. They've been extremely supportive of me up here, and they've just done so much. The staff has made copies of worksheets. The teachers have loaned me supplies. They helped me found library books. They gave me insight. They gave me directions. They gave me suggestions. They gave me materials to work with the students. They were just wonderful. I'd like to thank my friend Kathy, who is a longtime friend, and Kathy designed the needlepoint for me and helped me pick out the yarns, and thank goodness, otherwise I'd still be probably on A, B, or C. I want to thank everyone who is here. The OASIS, thank you very much for coming. Everyone, I really, really appreciate it. There's one person that kind of came in at the last minute I'd like to acknowledge, and that's Bruce Hunter, kind of at the end of the hall. Bruce was principal up here for 5 of the years I was up here, and he's now retired. So I would like to thank him for his support as well. And other than that, just thank you all very, very much. What an honor to have all of you here. It was so nice of all of you to come. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This is Karen and her girls.
And there is a story about this. One more story and I'll quit. When they were taking this picture, I was trying to explain to Erica, the student on the left, why they were taking this picture, and she just couldn't understand. And so finally I said, Erica, you're going to be famous. And she said, of the whole world? So she will be very pleased to see that she is here on the wall, and I will bring Dominique back to see this as well. Thank you, it's beautiful.
Thank you.